What is up, my crypto legends? And yes, it is the Spanish internet, the Spanish Wi-Fi, as my mods say. Bad Spanish internet. Yes, for some reason, yeah, internet is just not, it's not doing well. It's not doing well. So do not invest in Spanish internet, companies. Well, just make sure to smash up the like button. I think internet should be doing good right now. Resetted it. So yeah, let's just analyze where we were just going through the comment section right now. So we're just going to go through the comment section, and I've already told you, nothing much has changed here on Bitcoin. I am looking potentially for higher levels. If we do go to higher levels, then of course it's going to be a very, very good major resistance, in my opinion. I think we're just going to start hitting big resistance at these levels, at the 31.7, 31.8, give or take a few $100 because of the volatility. That is going to be a very, very interesting point for me. Now, we are at the middle of this ascending channel, right, where we are creating these higher highs slightly and higher lows for the last few days. So, another good thing, that we talked about is inverse head and shoulder right there with this bit of a descending neckline. I did not long this, it wasn't extremely beautiful, but it would have been actually a good long position. Reason why is because you basically, broke out this support, this resistance, sorry. Not too much volume, so it wasn't, it wasn't the best trade, but basically you are retesting, this trend line as, support, this resistance trend line as support, and you are at the value area low on the VPVR. So we know that the value area high and low from a range usually is, very strong resistance or support. So my take on this is that if Bitcoin starts pumping like crazy now in the next coming hours, which would be ideal for a short position, remember we are in a very aggressive trend to the downside, we'll be hitting the resistance of this small ascending channel with these higher highs and higher lows right over there. It's a major weekly level. We have seen resistance over here, and yeah, it just would be a lot of confluence at that range in between 31.7 and 32. Like I said, give or take a few $100 because of the volatility. And I have an alarm right there just as soon as we get above this high over here, to see how we are going to react. And if we do have that small consolidation with a few wicks, then that is going to give me a clear sign of weakness on the bulls. Other scenario is that we roll down from this level, of course, start breaking this kind of support level, and like I showed you in today's video, I think this range is super strong. Which range? This one over here, where we do have the 4 hourly close, and it would be the 618 Fibonacci also from the lowest point to the highest point, right round about this 618 level. That is a major zone where I do think, you know, there is a possibility that, you know, we might wick down below, we might have a little bit of volatility, but I am looking for that kind of double bottom scenario with a higher low, double bottom with a slightly higher low. And maybe if we do start consolidating at this range, I do see a major big bounce from this level. And it's going to be, you know, absolutely fantastic, because if we do get that 618.88 bounce from this range, we are looking for a harmonic pattern. All right, so until that happens, then yeah, that is just pure speculation, of course. So let's just go through the comment section and we can take a look. You know, we can see the DXY having that correction. I was just talking about these bearish divergence, but we've actually got hidden bullish divergence. The bearish divergence can already be detected, as you can see here on the chart. Once you start creating this high over here and this consolidation, you're already creating a lower high on the RSI. But you are actually creating hidden bullish divergence, where you are creating aggressive higher lows and aggressive lower lows on the RSI. This is the 4 hourly, meaning that the trend is very likely to continue and the trend is to the upside. So I do see the DXY just consolidating and potentially going to higher levels on the weekly. This is something that I just wanted to point out. And yes, we can take a look at you know, S&P 500 also. I just want to go to the daily chart. And S&P 500 is basically right now hitting big major resistance, all right, which is this 4,050 points. We did create a big low here, got a nice bounce. We've broken below this range, and now of course we got the lows also from February. We got the low range here from the beginning of May. And you know, if we just zoom in on the 1 hourly, if we do successfully get above this range, then I do think, you know, yeah, we can go to much higher levels. We know we can see a resume of a potential uptrend on the on the S&P 500. But like I said here, keeping it simple, zooming out on the 4 hourly chart, we got the lows here from the beginning of May, which is at the 4,050 points approximately, which we're just hitting right now. And you know, let's take a look at some fib levels from this high to the low. We are hitting to perfection that 50% Fibonacci retracement at this moment. So actually getting that correction already. So hit to perfection fib retracement from beginning of May, from the start of the drop, as you can see, 50% fib. We're also hitting, you know, this this low over here from May. So yeah, it looks like that we are potentially going to correct from this big resistance zone. If I would have seen this, I would have potentially put a short position. Let's take a look here, guys. On PrimeXBT, you can long short, you know, different assets such as the S&P 500 using Bitcoin or Ethereum or USDT or USDC as collateral. You can use cryptocurrency, okay, as collateral while you're trading oil, gold, S&P 500, DAX 30. You got NASDAQ. There's all sorts of markets here on PrimeXBT. So you can check the bonus down below. It's another way to support the channel. Of course, it's an affiliate link and you get an insane bonus. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Right, Andy, what's your price prediction for Bitcoin at 2025? Well, I think slightly above $100,000. I don't think we are going to go to $1 million. I don't think we're going to go to $300,000. I think it would be around, you know, in between $120,000 and $180,000, round about that range. I did a video on price prediction of Bitcoin during 2024, 2025, which I do think it would be about $140,000, $160,000. And I do explain why, because of the diminishing returns and also because of the time and adoption, you know, and, you know, the amount of money that needs to come into Bitcoin to hit those price levels is pretty high. So yeah, check that video out. I just did that video about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It's on, I'll leave it in the Telegram group. It just gives you, you know, a percentage move to the upside on Bitcoin the next coming years. Realistic price target. Of course, we could go higher, but I think minimum we would be hitting that $140,000 by 2025. Hey Andy, got thrown about so much yesterday, getting into a few trades. Horrible price action. They keep pumping the price easily during Asian session. Frustrating, been going months, says Ian Gazard. Yes, absolutely. I'm a little bit on standby right now. Of course, the trend is to the downside. Let's be honest here. We are trading down aggressively. This is just a kind of a relief rally. We can see exhaustion already on the price action. It would be ideal to see one last leg up to that 31.7, 31.8 range, okay, give or take a few $100. And I think that would be an insane resistance level where we could get heavily rejected. That would be the ideal trade, right? So there is you could actually, all depending on your strategies, if I am looking for a trade here and I am willing to risk 0.2% of my capital, 1% of my capital. Well, of course, a good strategy is also, let's start off with a selling order right here of 0.2%. And if the price does pump a little bit more, you got 0.8 still to add to your position, right? If you're willing to risk 1%, just in case you do see the trend and you do see the rollover happening from this moment, you're thinking, I am pretty confident the price is going to go down, and you want to risk 1% of your portfolio. Just say it's $1,000, for example, and you can actually short $200 here. If the price pumps, you can add another 200, and then if it pumps more, you can add another 400, till you get that average position into this major spot range that you think the price will turn over. Of course, I sometimes do this if I'm very, very confident, but I actually prefer seeing, no limit orders, no adding to position, and see if we do pump that range, how the price action is going to react for that rollback down. So just a potential strategy there. So yeah, Seb, thanks for joining. I got Seb, I got Joseph, who was here on the last live stream. That looks like an inverse head and shoulder, says Levent. Andy, I dressed as Bitcoin referee today. Andy dressed like Bitcoin referee. Yes, like a referee. Yes, indeed. So inverse head and shoulder. Yeah, we do. What kind of inverse head and shoulder are you talking about? This inverse head and shoulder here with this descending neckline, where we actually getting that bounce. We actually bounced from this level. This was a good long position. Obviously, a lot of people thinking, okay, if this is an inverse head and shoulder, do I get this as the measured move from the breakout? Well, yeah, no, I would be, day trading, scalping these major levels. I don't think, Bitcoin is going to go to $35,000 anytime soon. We could actually roll back down. And the reason why is because of volume. There's just no volume from this breakout. And we want to see a big spike in volume just like this, okay, on a breakout of a neckline, of a descending neckline. So, but the reason why it was a good long position, and you could have actually, taken profits, for example, at the 618 from this high to the lows. 618 is always a good take profit area where we actually getting that rejection. Right now we are consolidating at the range. This is why there is a possibility that we'll roll down from this moment. It is very, very possible to actually dip below these lows over here. A very, very possible also scenario on Bitcoin. I do see that happening also. But like I said, we are getting bounced from this resistance as support right over here, and we are at the value area low from the volume profile, from the volume traded the last 10 days. So these levels are usually very, very strong, okay? If you add up confluence, this is why this high resistance from this channel is just also at this value area high. It is a major weekly level, the 31.77. Okay, and it is also big resistance, as you can see. Once we dip below, no successful breakout of $32,000, since the 9th of May and 10th of May here, as you can see, when we dipped below this $32,000 area. So I think it's very, very likely you're gonna potentially see that volatility and roll back down, if you do not roll down from these price levels, of course. The dollar is like a fat kid sitting on a tiny branch. Yes, it is. Smash that like button. Absolutely, guys. Over 230 people watching at this moment. We can get to 100 likes in no time. I basically want to read the comment section. I've given you my opinion on Bitcoin. Basically, we're focusing mainly on Bitcoin, and I just want to go through the comment section. Long time since I haven't connected properly with the community, and this is what I want to do. Also, this is why you are subscribed to the channel. You want me to read the comments, you want me to take a look at your altcoins, have my opinion. So I need you to just smash up that like button, of course, down below, which is super simple, you know, just 2 seconds, smash up the like button, and let's connect with the community here, guys. You can give me your opinion. You know, can you take a look at this resistance, you know, from the highs to the lows, or this level, or this weekly, or, you know, just let me know, guys, because we can do actually, you know, combined technical analysis. So yeah, head and shoulders on the 4 hourly on BTC, says Xarge. Let's take a look at the 4 hourly on Bitcoin, where I, you know, it was here. So he says, head and shoulders on the 4 hourly. Okay, I can see it. I can see something right there. It must be a head and shoulder with an ascending neckline. By the looks of things, this is also very, very possible. Let's just get a clean chart here on Bitcoin and take a look at this, you know, head and shoulder scenario. We've got a huge volatility here, Gemini. Let's see on Gemini. Let's zoom in here on the price of BTC, and you know, I can see hang on a second. I can see Xarge saying, you know, head and shoulder scenario. Well, looking at the 4 hourly, you could arguably discuss, you know, are we going to get the 4 hourly closes, or, you know, are we going to get only the wicks, okay, for the potential neckline? You know, it all depends on, you know, how you put your trend lines. I always like to use the wicks, of course, sometimes the body of the candle if it's in higher time frames. Now, a head and shoulder scenario, very, very possible, where we do have this left shoulder, the head right there. We are creating right now the right shoulder, right? And if we do break down this ascending neckline, then we can see much lower levels for Bitcoin. Yeah, pretty much very much valid. This is, especially if we do, you know, we want to say, if we want to see the textbook, you know, potential target, this was actually would take us around about the $27,000 range, which I think it's reasonable. If we take a look at the lows to the highs, it would be slightly below the 618 Fibonacci level. You could actually have that volatility and the consolidation for a bounce up. I am potentially looking for that double bottom with a, you know, more or less similar range to this low of 25.4, or actually even slightly higher, round about the $28,000. I think a higher low is very likely if we do see the Bitcoin price dropping. So this scenario, yeah, I would see this I would see this valid if we do break below the low from the 16th of May, which is exactly at the $29,000 area. Okay, if we do see a breakout solid 4 hourly, I do see price action continuing back down to this $27,000 range. Okay, so there is a potential trading opportunity if you do see that drop below $20,000. Very much valid. So yeah, I do see that happening also on Bitcoin. So shout out to you, my man. Raphael, new in this, opened a short at 2,980. Do you think so? I guess that's 29,800. It may drop back down to the price, to that price. Thanks, man, says Raphael. Well, yeah, it all depends. You know, if you shorted around this level, I think most of the people are looking for shorts at this moment for the last, you know, for the last week. I think most of the people are looking for shorts, but at this moment, you know, we've had such an aggressive movement to the downside. I do see this, you know, I've been talking about relief rallies for the last few days, you know, looking for those, you know, pumpy actions, you know, there's these higher lows, you know, we are actually in this kind of relief rally. It looks like that we are almost at a turning point, right, where we are maybe going to finally roll back down. So let me know here. I'm going to ask in the comment section, are you looking for shorts or longs? Are you looking to short Bitcoin at these levels? Because yeah, I mean, I would think that most of the people are looking for shorts, but if we start pumping to that, you know, below $32,000 area, I think it's this very, very strong resistance level. You can see it here on the 4 hourly, also closing 4 hourly candles below the $31,800 range, it is just going to be like a kind of, I see volatility here, value area high from the volume traded. It's going to be very hard. I think this is a moment where the price could get rejected, and that is where I am looking for my trade, just to be totally transparent. This is kind of no man's land right now. You know, the price could go up or down from this phase. I think there's a higher probability in going down here. I think it's a higher probability in going up from this point. So, yeah, that's how I'm looking at this. Looking to short UST, says Bernie. Yes. It's at 8 cents right now, a stable coin from Luna. Thanks, Andy, for the validation. Exargeboo, you're very welcome. It does look very good, that head and shoulder. It does look okay. So can you check out KNC, please? Potential short, says Tolga. Let's take a look at KNC. This is Kyber Network, if I'm not wrong. Let's take a look at KNC, see what's going on the chart. Let's zoom out on the daily. Probably have to. Oh, this is absolutely insane. Look at this. We, you know, major support level here from KNC. Got a beautiful bounce. You know, wow, absolutely crazy. And I do think that, yeah, potentially this resistance level. I mean, KNC just, you know, just less than about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, a bit more actually. We're on the 17th. You know, 17 days ago, we were hitting, you know, was it all-time highs? No, it wasn't all-time highs. Almost all-time highs from back in 2017, early 2018 actually. You know, just slightly above $5.70. It was looking pretty good. It was looking pretty good. But look at this aggressive drop. Absolutely insane. I mean, shorting this, you would have made absolutely huge gains at 80% drop in about 2 weeks, which is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think you can actually trade this on, I mean, yeah, you can trade this on Bybit, which is, you know, phenomenal. You just imagine getting into that short position. Of course, it's very unpredictable where you can see the highs, but yeah, very, very nice short, guys. If you are interested in trading on Bybit, you know the deal. It's another way to support the channel, but you get the best bonus that there is available only for experienced traders. So on KNC, what we can see here, you know, the only thing that I had here was these two boxes on KNC. Massive kind of accumulation zone here, bouncing in between resistance and support. Look how many trades you had here available on KNC. Just by trading the range, you already got this support once you have this range. So you already can look for longs and already can look for shorts. You know, look at this, 1, 2, 3. You know, this one would have taken quite a long time till you hit this resistance. But you know, how many trades you got here? You got about 6, 7 trades, just range trading, There are some altcoins that, you know, are really good for range trading, and you know, Kyber Network is the best example right here. Simple resistance and support. That's it. Once you successfully break out here, and you can see, you know, this is just wicks. These are just wicks on the daily or even on the 4 hourly. You can see a successful breakout right there. That is a successful breakout. What happens to this resistance? You know, insane support. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, after this falling knife, of course, then I would consider trying to long this resistance, this support, sorry, after this kind of falling knife, only if I do have a reaction in this case. But and same here, you know, this would have been a very hard long, but you can see that this has been very, very strong support. I'm talking about the $1.20. You know, we were getting that beautiful bounce from this level, and you know, you are looking for a short position on Kyber. Well, I think that this level over here, the $2.30, where we have seen in the past, it is a major level that, yeah, of course, that is definitely we almost touched here, $2.20. That would have been already a good short to take profits at the 618. You know, absolutely incredible. Look at this, absolutely amazing. It would have been nice to see a little bit of more pumpy action to hit that level. But you know, some people, you know, short a level and look for a retest of a low. And yeah, you know, I used to, you know, take most of the profits here, but a lot of the times, you know, you just don't reach the lows. A lot of the times you just don't reach the lows, and you change the trend. So the 618 is a great target here, as you can see in the case of KNC on the 4 hourly. So short positions on KNC. I mean, this is the thing. Let's just zoom in on the 1 hourly. Let's take a look at, VPVR level, currently above this good consolidation area. Yeah, it's going to be interesting on this. It's going to be interesting. Let me just check out some. Yeah, there is big volume here. Looking at the volume range profile, we have a big spike here, which is just at the $2.40. So $2.30, $2.40 is a good range. I'm not sure if we are going to reach that level, but we are also creating higher lows, right? Stay a little bit cautious on this, because this does look like a kind of an potential ascending triangle, which I do think it will finally break support, because coming from a massive downtrend, it is likely to actually break support in the case of coming from a big aggressive downtrend. So yeah, this is up to you, of course. It's very hard to get at the perfect entry on any asset. It all depends on how your strategy is. But if you you could start entering a trade, for example, and like I said, if you're planning to risk 1%, you can start off with 0.2%. If you have that pump, you are going to be in negative. But this is the moment, this is when people usually panic. And the best thing you could do is, start adding to your position till your position goes up to this level, which is insanely strong resistance, like I just showed you. The $2.30, $2.40, big major resistance on Kyber. Let me just zoom out here on the daily and take a look at, most of the volume profile, of course, is at that range. It's the value area high right now from the volume traded, and this is super important, guys. VPVR sometimes it just works like magic, and value area high from the volume traded between 2021 till today. This is about 17, almost 18 months now. In June, value area high is that $2.40. So it's going to be very hard for Kyber network to get above this range after this aggressive drop. So yeah, if we do see that pumpy action hitting those levels, $2.30, $2.40, even better for a rollback down, in my personal opinion. So that's what I got here for Kyber. Let me just take a look. I've got Mark Dutch here. I got Seb in the comment section. Thank you guys for joining. You absolutely rock. Let's take a look at this super chat, guys. What about GMT, says N Martin. We'll be taking a look at GMT straight after Jersey Army Boy super chat. Symmetrical triangle on the 4 hourly chart on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at this potential symmetrical triangle on the 4 hourly chart for Bitcoin. Let's get a clean chart here 1 second on Bitcoin, where we don't have a bunch of trend lines like on my chart. And let's go with that potential symmetrical triangle on the 4 hourly. And is this it? Where we are, all depending on how you put your trend line. Are you counting, this wick is just like a bunch of noise? Let's just forget about this big major wick and potentially something like this. I don't know. Maybe this is the kind of symmetrical triangle that you are looking at. Let me know in the comment section, Jersey, if this is the symmetrical triangle that you are looking at, something like this, where we are creating, these high highs, despite this big massive wick to the 25.3, 25.4. Despite this massive wick, you are creating these higher lows right there and lower highs, right? Is this the symmetrical triangle? Because potentially you might think, well, this was the symmetrical triangle, right? We've already broken out of that symmetrical triangle from these lower highs. It's something that I wouldn't, I'm not using these kind of patterns at this range, because it's just a big large consolidation up and down. I guess you will be talking about this potential symmetrical triangle, very, very likely. But like I showed you also in today's video, for me, we are in this kind of small ascending channel. We already got resistance right there from higher highs, We've got a major weekly level, value area high. We've got, you know, the massive resistance here. You can see it on the price action from the 10th till the 11th of May, as you can see here on the 4-hourly chart. So it's not going to be any easy task to actually, you know, break above this range. Price is looking weak. Price is looking for that roll back down. Okay, the potentially lower high right there and rollover is very, very possible here on Bitcoin by the looks of things. Strange thing is DXY is dropping, and yeah, basically Bitcoin is also dropping. So at this moment, well, we are kind of consolidating at this range. But if the DXY loses, you know, 1 to 2%, you know, I would like to see, you know, Bitcoin actually seeing the reaction from this drop on the DXY. You know, we would like to see Bitcoin pumping instead of dropping like the DXY. Jersey, we're going to take a look at GMC right now. Jersey says, yes, that's it. Yes, that is the symmetrical triangle. Yeah, you could arguably discuss, you know, that this is a symmetrical triangle. If you come in from a downtrend, of course, we also have someone in the comment section saying, you know, is this a head and shoulder scenario where we do have this ascending neckline, right? Also very, very possible. The moment you drop below this low over here of $29,000, the moment you drop below, you know, of course, any type of retracement here, it is very, very likely going to get rejected and continue to the downside. So yeah, and I would be looking for that 618 as a potential target, even though you could come to lower levels. But being conservative, you know, in between 27 and 28, it's up to you where you actually, you know, take profits. Let's take a look at the comment section. Oh yeah, GMT. Sorry, I got someone here saying GMT. I've seen it for a while. Let's take a look at GMT, guys. Make sure to absolutely crush the like button. I know there's over 200 people in the live stream right now that haven't smashed up the like button. So you watching and haven't smashed up the like button, make sure to do that. Insane support for the YouTube algorithm, you know, and get the word out here for the analysis and live streams. So let's take a look at GMT. What's going on with GMT? Well, I did add GMT in one of my videos last week. I did short it and I took profits just really quick. We are kind of consolidating right over here. I think GMT is looking for that rollback down. You know, as soon as GMT broke this trend line, look at this trend line from March where you are creating higher lows. We were consolidating here to perfection, and this was very much mentioned on also a daily video. I was talking about, you know, GMT for some time, end of April and beginning of May, and made insane trades. I did 4 trades on GMT. All of them were successful trades, all of them. So for the moment, I haven't had a losing trade on GMT, but pretty insane how we lost the trend line from March on GMT inside of this bearish pennant, if you wish. It's a bearish pennant. It's a bear flag. It's a bear pennant. It is bearish basically because you're coming from a big drop and a consolidation, holding by a thread, because you're actually getting resistance from this, you know, these highs from April at the $2.70. You know, this is just, you know, probabilities on this breaking down was very, very high. Of course, you do hope for that trend line to hold and see higher levels, but probabilities, you know, was actually continuing back down. And insane trading opportunities here on GMT, just with the few boxes that, you know, a 5-year-old could do. Seriously. You know, look at the support level. You know, I had very successful trades inside of this range. And I just haven't looked at, you know, GMT for the last week or so, last 1-2 weeks. But look at this insane support that we created in April, which was at the $2 area. Look, as soon as we broke that $2 area on the 4-hourly, this green box over here, we got resistance, you know, to perfection. Not to perfection, we actually had a little bit of volatility, okay, let's not lie here, but you can see that reaction at this $2 range. It was absolutely spot on for a short position at this level, you know, to retest the lows or at least hit the 618. Okay, taking a look at the 1-hourly, had a little bit of volatility right over here, and yeah, basically came back down to retest the lows. So it was a pretty nice trade there. Also, we got, this major support level, and let me just zoom out on the 4 hourly on GMT. What support level? We've also got this support level created, the 31st of March. We got a bounce at that $1.75 approximately. So this is where we did get that bounce, and we finally successfully broke down. And this is where I did, my trade. I did short here. I was talking about this major resistance at the $1.80, $1.70 range. I entered a short. I was in pretty good profits already here. I was seeing, this kind of consolidation, and I just took profits. But I do think that GMT is very, very likely going to roll down from this range. What range? Well, to be, let's get a Fibonacci retracement from this consolidation. And we haven't hit the 50%, which would be the $1.80, would be ideal from this consolidation. Almost hit the 50%. But I think, anyway, we do have such strong resistance already at the $1.70, $1.75 from this major support levels that, we are potentially, not even going to make it to the 50%. A 618 would be the absolute ideal phase where we confirmed this resistance. That would be insane. 618 from this drop and then roll back down. That would be a very, very good shorting opportunity if we do pump up there. But like I said, it is possible that we are just going to get this resistance from the $1.70. I think GMT is very, very likely, with high probability, going to come down to potentially retest the $1 range, this low area. It's very, very possible. Conservative target would be the 618 from the lows to the highs. So if you want to be super conservative, you want to target the $1.15 approximately, which would be the 618, where you could potentially, get a bounce. You could potentially create a higher low. But yeah, that $1.70 is a good resistance shorting area on GMT. We just slightly hit the $1.70 actually just about 4 hours ago. Just about 4 hours ago we just hit the $1.70 and got that small rejection at this moment. GMT can be traded on Bybit, so make sure to check it out. If you are not already signed up on Bybit, you got a great bonus down below. It's another way to support the channel. Of course, I get a small commission, but it makes me continue doing analysis and connecting with community here because I'm doing it every single day. Who's next on the rug pull this bear market? Terra Luna booming. What is Terra Luna doing? Is Terra absolutely exploding in price value? It's having a little bit of pumpy action. It's up 32%. It's gonna be, I do see Terra Luna maybe recovering a little bit, but hello Andy, you need to bring Natalie on board again. Racing Pixel, yes, I will potentially do a live stream. I think she's having some issues doing live streams, but I want to do a live stream with her, if not a collaboration, so we can, she's sharing her analysis, I'm sharing my analysis, and and we can all, we can do a nice collaboration. Absolutely. Let's take a look. Right, Terra Luna booming. Waves, let's take a look at waves. I also got one of my mods, Mark Dutch, talking about waves, what's going on with waves, because waves got absolutely crushed here. But it went into a massive Power Wallet run here, up to $65 almost. Absolutely crazy run up, very much unexpected. But hang on 1 second. Something curious that I want to check on waves. It went well above the 618, the golden pocket, not the golden pocket, the golden ratio. So what is happening right now on, let me just get some drawing tools here out of the way that I did have from the past here. Let's take a look at VPVR. Zoom out on the daily. we are at one of the strongest levels. There's actually more volume here on waves, of course, at the $3 range, because this is where we were trading for a long time here back in 2019. But what we want to find out is the strongest level right now, and taking a look at the volume traded here from 2020, late 2020, we did have a large consolidation on waves. Waves was trading in between $5 and $8 for several months here, okay, for about 4 months. All right, from the beginning of November till late February, we were trading at this range in between $5 and $8, and this is why we actually formed a big zone here on the VPVR, big spike in volume profile. And I think waves is very likely going to get a bounce from this range. Will it go sideways? Will it go slightly to the downside? Yes, but I don't think there's much selling pressure on waves at these price levels. So it's very likely that we are going to hold this range and potentially get a bounce on waves. Of course, we need to take a look at major resistance points from the volume traded, this year, for example. And yeah, there's not much here to help on VPVR. We are just forming this spike over here. Big resistance on waves at this level is around about $13-14 looking at the VPVR. There's actually quite a big gap here in volume spike, so you could see that relief rally, and you can actually see it on the price action here on the daily. If we take a look at, zoom in here on the price action, you can see on waves, is this a successful breakout? These lows here at $7, is this a successful breakout? No, I don't think so. We are consolidating, basically beneath the lows created in February and March, January and February, sorry. So, a potential leg up on waves, relief rally to this next big major resistance, $12. I think it's very possible. You can see how we bounce there as support from these resistance levels. I think, there is a very likely scenario that we are actually going to get that relief rally to this $11-12 range on waves. Very possible. Fib levels 618 would be around that level, around about the $11-12. $11 being the 50%, 11.20, and $12.50 being the 618. Very likely to happen on waves. So yeah, maybe a lot of people might think, this is a bear flag, we are going to continue down to much lower levels. Well, it has had a very aggressive drop already, and we're actually consolidating slightly below this level, which I do not see as a successful, massive big breakout. I would like to see the waves price at $4. That would be a successful breakout, not slightly, below $7, just consolidating at this range. I do see a potential big relief rally on waves, and that's my personal opinion, of course. How is DXY doing? DXY was having a correction at the last few hours, yesterday and today. It's been correcting, as you can see. So strange thing is that we are correcting right now also with Bitcoin, but it doesn't have an immediate effect, an immediate correlation. We're actually getting the rejection right now on Bitcoin. We're having the drop on Bitcoin live at this moment. So it was a shame. I was looking for potential higher levels to short, of course. That was my sweet spot for shorting, that 31.7. We're currently seeing that lower high on the Bitcoin price right now at this moment. That kind of head and shoulder scenario. We're also hitting the 618 from the highs, slightly above the 618 level, getting that resistance from this drop, not managing to continue back up. So this is the thing why if this is already a good shorting position, and in between this level and this level, so you're looking at the 618 and this major weekly. And if you are going to risk 1% of your portfolio, it's always a good strategy to think, okay, we either roll down from this level or roll down from this level, from looking at your analysis. So why not put 0.2%, and then, if we go to high levels, I'll add up to that position, till we maybe potentially hit this 31,700, and then you basically ladder up your position, and then the price, once it rolls down, then yeah, you basically got a better entry, right? So having that drop for the moment on Bitcoin, and if we do break below this low over here, I do see us going to that $28,000, of course. So $29,000 break, then of course we'll be hitting $28,000 region, in my personal opinion, because we basically, you know, losing the value area low from the volume traded, and, you know, coming as low as the lows that we did create here on the 12th of May, which would be the $26,000 range, 25, 26. I think there is a possibility that we hit 618, create a high low here at this $27,000 region, $28,000 region. Reason why is because it is the 618 Fibonacci. We got a 4 hourly major level. If we go to the 4 hourly, you know, it is that 27.6. It is a strong level. It is a strong level. Usually when you have this severe drops, you come back down and almost, or you retest the lows, or you almost retest the lows, potentially creating that higher low. So like I said, my strategy here, I'm looking for positions short here and long here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You know, this could still be range trading for the next, you know, couple of days, next 24 hours. Massive Bitcoin dropped. I shorted. Nice. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely good. I mean, this was actually a level where we could have, you know, got that rejection and continued back down. You know, we are hitting the center of this ascending channel. Also, ascending channels center is usually resistance or support, and we were getting that resistance here, hitting the 618 from these highs to these lows. You know, yeah, I think we potentially could come to lower levels on Bitcoin in the next coming hours, maybe the 29.3, 29.2, which is these lows, and let's see if we're going to attempt to break that low. Dgas is saying S&P is correcting on the 1 hourly inverse head and shoulder. Maybe that's why BTC is dropping now. Very, very possible. If we do see the DXY, the S&P 500 correcting, also it's going to have an effect on Bitcoin, of course. Let me just show you here. We had the S&P 500 showing you that 4,050 points was actually a very, very strong resistance, where we are potentially going to get a big correction, because we're basically hitting, you know, 50% Fibonacci right over here from the drop that we did create. You know, look at this. Just keeping it super basic, enough confluence where you can see a bounce as support at the $40,050 and a big major bounce here, and the start of an aggressive drop. You're hitting 50% Fibonacci, and you're also hitting this support, you know, that we did have on the 2nd of May, you know, turning into a big resistance. Yeah, we've also got this 40,050 range, you know, created in May of 2021. So yeah, it is possible that, you know, the S&P 500 is going to start correcting from this level. Very, very possible. You know, we are looking for that lower high range, and maybe almost retesting the lows here at $3,900 range on the S&P. Very, very possible. Let's scroll down here. Bitcoin going for its 8th weekly red candle is in a row is mind-blowing. Never been done before on 7 but 8 now. Yes, I mean, let's take a look. 8 red weekly candles on Bitcoin. Absolutely insane. Yeah, but this is the thing. You know, there is a big, massive wick here. I do think that this is why, you know, even though we are going to have a big wick, in my opinion, you know, this is the moment where I think we might have a dip, but it's not going to be a successful, you know, massive big red candle. Is this red candle going to close Sunday, you know, at $22,000? I think it's very unlikely. If we do start seeing some aggressive price action, you know, I am personally going to be looking for longs. You know, definitely if we start hitting that $27,000 range, I am looking for that potential short-term bounce. All right, for the next coming weeks potentially, and then yes, then potentially continue down. So yeah, eight weeks in red, but we've also had many weeks in green here, but yeah, not about 8 here. It's not even halfway into the week. Yeah, exactly. This is why I think that, you know, this is actually maybe going to be a wick, okay, if we start going to lower levels, or it might even turn into a green candle. You know, we've still got, you know, over 5 days, four or 5 days for the weekly close. So yeah, it's probably not going to, you know, finish in red, or it might have a big massive wick. Guys, I have to leave at this moment. Thank you for the insane support. Mark Dutch, Seb, Joseph was here also. Thank you guys for the insane support. Check out Bitcoinsensus website. You know, we have this news over here on the Bitcoinsensus website right now. El Salvador to host 44 countries to discuss Bitcoin adoption. You know, if you want to take a look at what exactly they are going to discuss, check it out down below in the news section on the Bitcoinsensus website. You have insane bonuses also on Bybit, PrimeXBT. They're my favorite trading platforms that I use almost every single day. Check them out. You have an insane bonus and a full tutorial down below. Watch out with Bitcoin. Like I showed you, we might be range trading inside of this ascending channel, okay? A lot of people are looking for Bitcoin to absolutely collapse and go to lower levels. Are we going to have another leg up? It would be ideal for me, for my personal analysis, if we hit that 31.7, 31.8. You know, that is going to be a great level for me to look at for shorting opportunities depending on how we react. Also, if we drop to $27,000, $28,000, I'm obviously not looking for long shorts right there. I would be looking for that double bottom scenario, 618, the 4 hourly major level. So that is going to be, you know, in a nutshell, what I am looking for, guys. You do your own analysis. Take care. Be careful with trading. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next one.